seeing how much money these guys were making wholesaling, I was like, I need to learn this. I need to dive in, and I wanted to find the best lead company to do it, and I think I found that.
How many contracts did you get so far?
7, and I closed actually 2 contracts my very first day with your leads. With your leads.
Okay. Hey guys, it's another testimonial video. And I'm very glad to talk to John. It's our second meeting, I think, for the last 2 weeks. So you had a pretty quick success, and we really want to talk to you about that. But nice to have you, man. Can you please tell a bit more about yourself, like what you do? I know you had a big history in solar industry before, and right now you're trying to conquer the houses. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. My name is John Looney. Previously running a large solar company in the door-to-door space, gotten plenty of awards, knocking doors. One of them particularly called the Golden Door Award. I've won that multiple times, and I've been investing and purchasing and flipping real estate while I was doing that, buying properties from wholesalers, and then pivoting and turning into wanting to do real estate full time, and flipping and fixing, and also seeing how much money these guys were making wholesaling. I was like, I need to learn this. I need to dive in. And I wanted to find the best lead company to do it. And I think I found that.
Did you look for other leads before? Did you guys try cold calling? Did you try anything else? So you kind of...
I was using batch leads and batch dialer, calling some, and I was finding properties locally, and those are some of the ones that I was also fixing flipping. I wasn't wholesaling it. I started wholesaling on our first call. So after we got that first call done, is actually when I started, and I closed actually 2 contracts my very first day.
Like with batch leads, correct? Like just calling the dialer?
With your leads.
Okay, so because I was asking, how was that experience? Like when you compare like getting the lists, getting all this type of things, and trying to to call versus shifting to paper lead.
Yeah, whenever paper lead has just been a lot faster for me. Of course, if you have the money to invest and do it, you'll save a lot of time. Instead of trying to convince somebody or ask somebody if they're interested in selling, you're calling someone that has already inputted their information that they want to sell. So it just made the first step a lot easier for me and saved me a lot of time, and really gave me the ability to dissect that seller and figure out when, how much they want for the property, and negotiate a price.
Since you started talking about this, so tell us a little bit more about your first initial experience, like how you found out about us, and how did it go to your first purchase. And
yeah, I've been working with RJ Bates for 2 weeks since we started. I've only been doing wholesaling for 2 weeks, and he recommended you guys to me. I dove in just the moment after he said that. I scheduled a call with you. That was the last time we talked, and got started. I got the platinum program just because I wanted to do whatever's best. I want to do it.
So you started buying non-exclusive leads, is that correct? You started doing like coupon club. So how did
right. Yeah, so I had $3,000 in my balance, and so I was like, okay, I can buy 10, 15 exclusive leads with that. And let's say if the ratio is you close 1 out of 6, 1 out of 7, 1 out of this, it would only get me 1 or 2 or 3 deals. So I was like, well, I know how to negotiate and talk to sellers. You guys have a great refund program too. I haven't taken advantage of it, but you guys have one. I was like, I can get a bunch of leads, talk to a bunch of customers, get some experience, and get some stripes under my belt by doing that. And actually, I've realized that a lot of wholesalers don't even know what they're doing. They're calling once, they don't answer. I call a second time, talk to them, schedule an appointment, or call them and sell them the first time. And it's been easy for me.
And you mentioned it twice, so there've been a lot of non-experienced wholesalers, so they maybe know less. Why did you feel this way? Is it something homeowners told you, or you just by observations, without pointing fingers, of course? But...
Yeah, no, it's the temperature of the seller when I'm getting on the phone with them for the first time. They have such a bad taste based on the information or what the person told them 2-3 dials before me. And so based on that, whether someone decides to sell their home with me or not, they won't have that type of taste in their mouth about me, because I'm caring about them. I'm genuinely asking them if they want to let go of their prized possession to me, and that shouldn't be a call where someone's upset about. So I've realized that maybe they're not calling them enough, or they're not calling them at all, or when they do get them on the phone, they're not using any empathy. They're just putting numbers out there hoping it sticks, and that's why I think I found a lot of success.
Any particular example, homeowner told you, what happened on his call? It been very frustrating, or something like that you recall?
A lady said that she was getting a bunch of phone calls from a lot of people, and they they wouldn't make the timeline fit for her needs. So the price was right. She was in a bad situation. A foreclosure that's happening in 3 weeks is her auction day. I made it make sense to where, because I knew that I had the buyers in that location, that we can complete the job in a timely manner, and talked on the phone for 2 hours. Just after she, out of her defense mechanism, broke down, she got the venting, and then eventually it turned into a contract. The people are in such a bad time in their life. They want someone to kind of let them vent to for a second. They care. They need somebody like that. So you got to be able to play both hats, let them feel comfortable and trust you, and then get the contract signed.
How do you combine it? Like, let me ask you that. I know you had a lot of experience in sales, but how do you combine like being empathetic enough, letting them, vent, but still being able to get the deal done?
Yes, sir. So I start off with high energy as soon as I get a hello on the phone. It's high energy. Hey, how are you? I introduce myself and ask them their name or the property address. And based on their tonality and their temperature that I can feel from the end of the telephone, I just know what angle to pivot. Oh, well, hey, did I catch you at a bad time? If I'm calling in the morning, oh, did I catch you before your coffee? Or, hey, did I catch you right before dinner? Did I catch you before you're in traffic? Like, I just have these little things in my head trying to think as if I was them and I got them at a bad time. I don't want to say, did I get you at a bad time? I want to word it a different direction to where if I didn't catch you then, I can catch you now. So did I catch you before you had your coffee? Did I catch you on your way home? Because if I say bad time, then it's like, yeah, call me in an hour, and then you never hear from them again. So I'm kind of labeling putting myself in their shoes in vocabulary terms so that they can relate to me in a little bit too. No, I completely get it. When I don't have my coffee, I don't even want anyone to call me. Are you when is it you're gonna be available in the next 10 minutes? I'm gonna go get my coffee, you go get your coffee, and I'll call you right back, okay? Or whatever. And I just do it like that.
How does it go into like close? Do you agree to follow up? Do you sign contract? Like how this, when
yes,
you
I
agree?
make sure they sign the contract when I'm on the phone. If they say, oh, I got to show it to my wife, I say, well, when are you going to be by your wife? Oh, 4:30. Sweet. This is what I'll do, man, because I want you to read it with me so you understand everything that's going on in the contract. So I'm going to send it to you then, because it does expire after a couple hours. It won't let you open it. So when you're by your wife, I'm going to call you back and send it to you then. Because what happens is, I've been doing contracts and deals a long time. They're going to read something a different direction that they don't understand, and you're not on the phone, and now you lost all that trust because the contract's there and you're not there. You got to be able to baby step them through the contract.
Do you have any specific markets to target right now? Like where you focus and where you bought leads so far?
I bought leads all over Texas just because I'm here in Dallas. I own a lot of real estate here in DFW. But I was calling South Texas, Houston, San Antonio, Amarillo. I got an Odessa contract signed, Amarillo contract signed, Humble, Texas contract signed, Eagleside, Texas signed. Just calling where I know we can get a buyer in there and help them out.
And how much did you pay for every lead?
I've spent only maybe $1,400 or $1,500.
How many contracts did you get so far?
7.
Any specific preference how you pick leads? Like when you look at them, or you just
I pick areas where I know that there's opportunity and growth. You don't want to just put anything under contract because these people are sometimes in a timeline. You want to be truthful, you want to be honest, and you also want to make sure there's opportunity for an investor to buy as well. So you kind of nitpick. I look at population, how many buyers are in the area. If there's a couple thousand buyers in the area, then if it meets the parameters that I'm looking for, then I'll go ahead and take a risk and buy that lead.
What are the parameters if it's not
so houses that investors have a hard time selling are 1-bathroom properties. So multiple bathrooms is something that is easier for an investor to flip and get his money back on his return, whether it's a rental or whether it's a sale. Both of those numbers are going to be on the high end for the investor. So I'm looking for, how can I make the investor's decision easier when I'm looking and filtering what type of lead I want? So it's not what kind of lead I want. It's like, if I was to buy this from a wholesaler, what would I want? Right? What would I want? So that's how I pick it.
So you look at the lead, you see, okay, it should be like multiple bathrooms. Anything else?
Over 1,000 square feet. If it's under 1,000 square feet, then it has to be under $50,000, something small. But then it also might be in an area where the population's really low, and I know rentals are going crazy over there. Things like that. Just trying to think of exit strategies to put on that dispo package for the investor.
You got 7 contracts. You mentioned, what's your closing ratio right now on the leads?
I think I've only purchased like 16 of them.
Do you feel like any of those contracts can fall off? Let's ask a critical question. So one of the
Good question. So one of the 7, I'm going to call the seller back and try to negotiate price down or just void it, because I don't want to spend and waste time dispo in a property that I know won't be a profitable decision and an opportunity for an investor. So 6 of my 7 are great. I got buyers looking at 4 of them, but one of them was a flop. I couldn't get them low enough, and that's okay.
What about others? Any like specific one that you feel like it will be a home run? I won. I mean,
Yeah, I got one that really nice man wanted to get 300,000 ARVs in that area, about 420, 410. He's just on a time crunch. He has to leave the property in 45 days. So now he's trapped. He can't sell it on the market. So what I told him, I was like, if we put it for 300, you might still run into that situation where it might not be sold in time. So I got him down to 260. Because I'm going to put it on there for 300. I kind of let them know like that, like, hey, it's the exact same mindset on the market. Or if you try to get a cash offer for way too much, exact same. So let's go a little bit lower. Let's guarantee that you can actually get out of the home. And he agreed. And yeah, that should be like a 40 or 50,000 assignment fee.
any other advice you can give, to new people? Let's say people are starting out. It looks like you're not concerned about non-exclusives. You like calling after. What if somebody tells you like, hey, I got so many calls from wholesalers? What do you say on that?
Hey, congratulations. Did you already get in the contract? And they're going to probably say yes or no. I said, okay, sweet. They're probably calling you because you do want to sell your property. Is that true? Well, hey, I'll make sure that we get you taken off the list so no one calls you anymore. My job is just to make sure that you can get an agreement done so you can get the cash offer that you want. What was the price you were looking for by chance? Okay, cool. Why haven't you signed a contract with somebody else? And they're going to tell me what I need to know. Sweet. Well, hey, let me take a look. Let me see what we can do. I do got a couple investors looking in that area. Tell me a little bit about the property. I've only been doing it about 2 weeks, but I'm an investor. So I think like that. These guys messed up. You just got to clean it up.
And it just sounds obvious, but a lot of people are like, oh, it should be a training or specific things. But no, I think you're doing great. Any general advice for like new people that are starting with paper lead or looking for leads or even like trying to close their first deal, like anything?
Yeah, I think the best advice I can say is babysit your leads. Just because you called them once, if you call them in the morning, call them again at lunch, call them again in the evening, text them after you call them once or twice, see if there's an email on file, send them an email, really give some outbound opportunity and chances to talk to these people. And when you talk to them the first time, figure out when the best time is to talk to them again. Sometimes they're not with their wife, they're not with their husband, or they're in a bad mood at that moment. See if you can't change their mood up at that time, or figure out the best time to call them back. Hey, look, I don't want to waste too much of your time. I just want to figure out when the best time is so I can make sure you can get the best offer you can get. So only way I could do that is if you're sitting down with your wife. When are you guys going to be together? Okay, cool. And I don't ask. I just say what I'm going to do when you're with her. I'm going to give you guys a call. Make sure you guys have a little pen and paper because I want you guys to see and get all the value that I have to present to you.
No, thank you for being our client. We look forward for you to get your profits and to close more deals with us. And what's the best way for people to reach out to you if they want to get any sales help? I know you're doing this for 2 weeks.
Definitely. My Instagram is Mr. John Looney. I answer most of the DMs as long as they're about real estate and business. I'll jump on the call with a bunch of different wholesalers and let them listen in on some of my calls or answer some of their questions. It's really simple. The less you overthink it, the better you'll start putting more action into it.
No, sounds great. Nice meeting you. And let's keep pounding. Take care.
Thanks, brother.